What is up, everybody? Coach Juma here, live at the gym, and today we're going to be showing you 5 really fun ways to spice up your training program, give you a little bit of variety, make training fun and not the boring 3 sets of 10 for every exercise that you're going to be doing. I love to use all of these in my program in very specific ways, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, if you're new here, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you comment which one of these you think is going to be the most fun for you to do, because these are an absolute blast, and I know that you'll feel the burn and you'll feel the pump in your training once you apply them. Each one of these serves a specific purpose, and they're going to be better suited for a specific part of your training program. So if you've watched the How to Design Your Training Program video, and if you haven't watched it, watch it right now, you know that there are different parts of a training program that you have. You have your metric-based lift, which is your heaviest lift of the day. Heaviest lift of the day, this is going to be your barbell bench press, the squat, the overhead press, you know, the typical stuff you usually want to lift heavy weights for and for lower reps usually. Then you have your auxiliary lifts, which are going to be the secondary lifts that you do afterwards. Leg presses, dumbbell benches, seated rows, stuff that are still, you know, big compound movements, but not under a barbell or as heavy as a load. And then of course there are your isolation exercises, things like your bicep curls, your leg curls, your calf raises, stuff that target one muscle specifically and usually have just one joint moving at a time. Some of these are going to be best for the heavy lifts. Some of these are going to be better for the lighter lifts. And I'm going to break down which one to do when and examples of how to apply it to different exercises throughout your week. So I'm going to be starting off from the top down. Going off with the heavy lifts first, one thing that I really enjoy doing is cluster sets. Cluster sets are a really good way to increase your total work and total volume in training at heavier loads, and also helps you improve your strength week to week. This is a really good way to push through a strength plateau that you might be facing and get a little bit more out of your heavy lifts each and every week. Cluster sets are basically mini sets that make up a bigger set. How you normally do workouts is probably like 3 sets of 5, 3 sets of 10, something like that. Well, with cluster sets, you're going to be doing 3 mini sets of 3, and that'll count as one big set. So what I usually like to do is choose a weight that I can normally do 4 to 6 times and do a mini set of 3. Then I'll take a 5 to 10 second break and do another mini set of 3, and another 5 to 10 second break and another mini set of 3. And this weight that I usually do 4 to 6 times, I was able to do 9 times with mini breaks in between. After the mini breaks, I did 3 mini sets. I go into my larger break, which is going to be about 3 to 5 minutes. This is a good way to push the load and push the volume of a heavier weight that you couldn't normally do for that many reps, right? If you're doing 100 pounds for bench press, for instance, for 5 reps, asking you to do it 9 times is going to be damn near impossible. But if we break it up and you do 3 at a time and you have a little rest in between, you can get that extra push you need to do more at a heavier weight and progressively overload the weight and the reps week in and week out. So again, I like to use this for the heavier compound lifts of the day. The barbell squats, the bench presses, the deadlifts, those are really good exercises to do cluster sets with. It's also really helpful with the auxiliary lifts as well. Personally, I prefer it just for the heavier lifts. This other one I also really like to do strictly for the main compound lift of the day, and it is going to be a contrast set. This is where you're really challenging yourself to get high intensity workout in, and high intensity meaning a heavy load and a higher volume at the same time. So you're going to alternate sets between a low rep range and a higher rep range. So what I like to usually do is with the barbell squats, bench presses, RDLs, overhead presses, any of those movements, start with a really heavy load that you can normally do 1 to 2 times and try to get 1 to 2 reps out of it. Then strip off the weight, take your 2-minute rest, and do a 6 rep set for your next set. After that, you're taking your normal 3 to 5 minute rest again, and then you're gonna add the weight back that you used for the 1 to 2 reps and repeat that. You're basically alternating between a 1 rep set and a 6 rep set, a 1 rep set and a 6 rep set, or a 2 rep set and a 5 rep set, something like that. But you're getting all kinds of muscle fibers worked, and you're progressively overloading your muscles in a way that it wouldn't be able to normally. This helps you, again, improve strength, create more muscular tension, burn more calories overall, and help you get stronger week in and week out. Moving further down the list, one that I really enjoy in the auxiliary lifts that is super fun and challenging is 2 up, 1 down with a controlled negative. And what that looks like is using 2 arms to go through the concentric phase and 1 arm to go through the eccentric phase. And this helps you improve your strength on a single-sided movement, because a lot of times we might struggle pushing a heavier weight upward, but we can control the negative at heavier weights. Getting your body more acclimated to heavier weights and allowing single sides to be challenged more by doing loads that it wouldn't be able to normally handle through both sides of the motion will improve your strength, improve your muscle development, and help you burn more calories. One of my favorite ways to do this is with a landmine shoulder press. I will push up two hands, pause at the top, grab onto it with one hand, and control the negative as much as I can going down. Really good examples of two-sided concentric, one-sided eccentrics are landmine presses overhead, leg curls, leg extensions, hip thrust, and seated row. You want to choose a weight that's kind of challenging for you to do with two arms or two legs, but is definitely not something you would normally do for one leg. This isn't something that I prefer to do with barbells or dumbbells, but is something that I like to do with machines, cables, and landmines. Next one I really like, and this kind of works for the second half of your workout, the auxiliary lifts and the isolations, is a mechanical advantage drop set. And this is where you start off with a position that's more difficult to do. And once you rep that out to failure, switch to a position that is easier for your body to handle and push past that failure point and get more done. So a really simple example is doing lat pull downs or even pull-ups. Having a pronated grip is going to be more difficult to do heavier loads with because you use less muscle groups. So starting off with doing like 6 to 8 reps of a lat pull down with a pronated grip. And then once you hit your failure point with that, switching to a supinated grip and repping it out past failure with the same weight, add more volume and more tension to the muscles that you're already training and help you get that final push of burnout, pump, and calorie burn. That's going to help you develop more muscle, get more strength, and burn more calories. Another example of a mechanical drop set is starting off with an incline bench press and then dropping it down to a flat bench press using the same weight. So maybe you do an incline bench press of 6 to 8 reps at 50 pounds. Once you hit that 6 to 8 rep range, drop the bench down to a flat position and rep out the flat bench press as many reps as you can. Other ways to do this is switching from reverse curls to regular curls and anything where you can do multiple grips of the same exercise. All right, and this last one is a run the rack. I only like to use this for isolation exercises. Doing this for compound movements or auxiliary lifts even will overly fatigue you and make it really hard for your body to recover from. So what is run the rack? It's basically where you pick a specific number of reps that you want to do. Let's say 5 reps. So I'm going to be using bicep curls as an example. I'm going to start with a really light weight that I could probably do 12 times and get 5 reps out of it. As soon as I finish those 5 reps, I take a really quick break, 10 to 20 seconds, grab a heavier pair of dumbbells and do another 5 reps. And then repeat, keep going, keep getting heavier weights, keep doing 5 reps at a time until I hit a point where I can't do 5 reps anymore. And once I get to that peak weight that I can't do 5 reps with anymore, I'm going to come all the way back down and make my way back to the starting weight that I did, still aiming for 5 reps. So in practice, this could look like dumbbell curling 20 pounds for 5 reps, then 25 pounds, then 30 pounds, then 35 pounds, and then maybe stopping at 40. I only get 4 reps at 40 or 3 reps at 40. And this is with minimal rest throughout the sets. After I hit that point, now I'm coming back down. I'm going from 40 to 35, then to 30, then to 25, and back to my starting weight of 20. You will get an insane pump with this. Your heart rate will be really high, and the metabolites that you recruit in your muscles will help with maintaining muscle tissue if you're losing fat or rebuilding new muscle tissue if you're in a hypertrophy phase. So if you enjoyed this and found it really helpful, make sure to subscribe, make sure to share it with a friend that you also want to share a spiced up training program with. And if you're interested in having your training program done for you, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't miss out on updates because there is going to be a Stupid Fit training app coming soon that will give you access to smart and well-designed training programs in the palm of your hand so you can have done for you training year around and never lose your results. So thank you guys for watching, and until next time, stay stupid.